Hey, it's the Book and His Boss. I'm Pat Caputo, sports columnist for the Oakland Press. Jeff Kuhn's taking his son up to college today. I don't think you'll mind saying that. I mean,
Stuck with me.
What a terrific time. But he's driving all the way up north, heading out for the day, and he's not here today, but we got the videographer. That's what they call him, Captain Video. I call him the real American Idol, James Martinez, native of Alpena, resident of Clarkston, Maine dog. That's what we call him around here. And James, you know, what's on my mind right now, I have to say this. The Lions have got their third preseason game. It's always the litmus test. Sean Rogers is coming back. I wonder if he'll get booed or whether he'll be cheered on Saturday.
I think there's no doubt he's going to get booed. I mean, I think he was viewed as quitting on the team, and I think a lot of people still believe in what's left there. So the villain's been moved out of town. He went 6-2 and then 1-7. I think he's going to take a lot of the fall for the 1-7. Initially anyway.
But I have this theory about the Lions last year. A lot of people said, well, he went in the tank the second half of the year. He was just leaning on his double teams. He didn't care anymore. But that same game that he had that was big where he returned a touchdown, Dwayne White also returned a touchdown, the defensive end. And he got hurt in that Denver game, and he missed the game, and he wasn't the same the second half of the year. This is my personal theory. I think Dwayne White being out and then playing hurt was a bigger factor, their main pass rusher, than Sean Rogers going in the tank the second half of the year.
And I mean, such is football. I hear some people. I know you've taken some heat from saying they might get 7 wins or higher.
Not anymore. Now that they won 2 preseason games.
Well, now everybody's.
But if they lose Saturday, then I'm an idiot again.
Everyone's on board. But I mean, in the NFC particularly, especially with that division, with the one rock of stability, Brett Favre out of there, all 4 of those teams are like 2 injuries away from being terrible. And the team that stays healthy in that division, that I'd still say the Packers are the front runner, but that division's there to be taken. And whoever stays healthy, I think in the NFC, you get 7 wins if you stay extremely healthy. And then if you get a couple bounces, you're at 9.
Look, if I've said this in my column, if I've said this on the open book, my blog, if I've said this on my audio podcast, all this stuff, whether I've said it on the radio, look, I'm sorry, but it's a predominant thought that I have. I probably said it here on the Book and His Boss. I think the Packers screwed up by getting this whole thing with Brett Favre. Watching Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't look like as good as Brett Favre. And he's had 2 major injuries already and has hardly played. Brett Favre never got hurt. I think I know Green Bay's got a terrific defense. They draft receivers very well. But I think they brought themselves back to the pack a little bit.
Yeah, all their chips in, and it's all on Aaron Rodgers. It reminds me a little bit of the Tigers we've seen have painted themselves, to switch sports for a second, into a corner. And the Packers, unless Aaron Rodgers lights the world on fire, have painted themselves. And the expectations now of the fans are so skewed. Anything short of the NFC Championship game or even the Super Bowl, and it's a failure.
I mean, Favre looked good playing for the Jets. He really did. And Rodgers went out of the preseason game that I happened to catch. It was on ESPN, or it was a Monday night game. They brought in Braun from Louisville, and the first thing he did was throw this bad interception. But the Lions will get tested on the run immediately. Michael Turner had 113 yards on 4 carries. Atlanta's running back, their free agent running back. Yeah. But the good news for Lions fans, Joey Harrington is the quarterback. For right now.
Yeah. What I want to ask you is, they look crisp at times against the Bengals. I mean, are you buying into that, or are you still saying it's the preseason? Let's not even talk about it.
I think Calvin Johnson's great. I do. I think if he stays healthy, he's going to be a great player. You guys got to put that caveat in there. I like the additions they made to the secondary. It's much better than it was last year. I like what they're doing on the defensive line, doing a lot of stunts and going with more quickness. Although I do wonder if they're going to be good enough at linebacker or big enough to stop a real good running attack. The question mark I have, I don't know about their offensive line. They gave up some sacks in Cincinnati. They have the running back, Kevin Smith, looks like a pretty good player, but they don't have a lot of depth there. It doesn't look like they're blocking that well for the running game. So I don't know any more about their offensive line now than I did before the start of the preseason.
Yeah, I think we just have to watch it play out.
Are Rayola and Backus good players? I don't know yet. They've been around forever. I mean, sometimes I think they're been victims of the Lions' malaise, and other times I think they're real good. I mean, it's just an odd dynamic to it. It'll be interesting to see what happens coming up here the rest of the preseason, and especially in the season opener down in Atlanta. Other factors that everybody's been talking about besides the Lions who are catching people's eyes is the Olympic Games and Michael Phelps. Is he the greatest Olympic athlete of all time? That's one question people have been asking. The other one is he taking over for Tiger Woods, who's been out for a while and out of the public eye because of injury, as the preeminent athlete in this country?
I think maybe short term, yeah, he's filled that temporary vacuum created by Tiger, as Olympic athletes a lot of times do every 4 years. But, you know, on swimming, I don't think he's going to have the exposure once the medals aren't being handed out. And then he'll recess back. 4 years from now, there'll be the talk, is he going to go 4 events, 6 events, 8 events? What's he going to do? He'll be back again, but then he'll be relegated, I think, to how Spitz was. So temporarily, to answer your question, yeah. But, I mean, Tiger will come back healthy, and, you know, he'll be the top again.
We'll see. He might get some challenge for Patrick Harrington, who's won both the tournaments that Tiger missed. He was terrific out at Oakland Hills. But anyway, Jeff will be back next week. We miss him. James will be back behind the camera, although he did a terrific job today. Don't forget to check out our blogs. We got a terrific Lions blog with Dave Burkett, terrific Tigers blog with Jim Hawkins, terrific Big Ten Insider blog with Paula Pash. Dana Garuder does a terrific job with the Pistons in his blog, although they've been pretty quiet this offseason. And don't forget to check out Bruce McLeod and our NASCAR blog, which is terrific. Matt does a great job with that. All at theoaklandpress.com and at micentral.com. Until next week, this is his book and his boss, Pat Caputo, James Martinez, or you can call him Jim. It's all right. We'll see you next week.